Hey everybody, welcome to the Lion's Den today. I have Trig Garibian giving business advice to small and mid-sized businesses and also how to grow your business law firm today. Don't forget to smash that share button, subscribe to my page, follow me on Instagram at Lance Bachman, and keep sending me your questions and answers, and I promise you we'll get back to you. Digital Lion is out.
My name's Trig Garibian. We are a business law firm in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. We serve clients, Lance, up and down the East Coast. We are helping our clients in every aspect of what's going on right now.
Well, Trig, I'm excited to have you on the show here. I really am. And I guess, the first question I'm going to ask you, Trig, is what kind of impact is this having on your law firm and your clients? People are quarantined. So I know you're an essential personnel. You're considered essential, but I know you're working from home because we've talked about that. So tell me what kind of impact it's having on your law firm and clients.
Basically, as far as our litigation is concerned, our litigation is now being entirely managed from mobile sites. We've got everything scanned, we've got everything backed up in the cloud, and my clients are having the same issues. It's affecting my clients that economically they've got people they work with that are under pressure, they're under pressure, and their clients and customers are under pressure.
I guess, Trig, one of the things we talked about is, as we're going through this, what is the biggest challenges right now for small and mid-sized businesses that you're seeing? Because I'm sure, what's the most common question you're getting? What's the challenges they're getting? Because I couldn't imagine. I'm inundated with DMs and PMs on Facebook and Instagram. I'm getting back to people. And what are you seeing?
The challenges have changed. The challenges developed from the beginning of the situation until now. The challenges started with a lot of contractual questions, a lot of questions about, do I have to honor agreements? Do I not have to honor agreements? Then it sort of transitioned more into employment questions. Unfortunately, a lot of clients are in a position where they have to confront the reality of potential layoffs, salary cuts, whether they can keep employees or not, whether they can allow employees to quarantine, do they have to pay them? So we've dealt with that. And now what we're still dealing with those other issues. And now we're confronting the realities of obtaining money. And how do clients benefit from this $2 trillion relief package that Congress passed last week?
So, Trig, you're a good-looking guy. You're a relationship guy. Clearly all the viewers can see. You stand out in the crowd. You always have from the day I met you. Right? What are you doing now to use technology to keep your business moving forward? Because you got to keep your relationships with your clients. And obviously, you're bringing more clients on still, correct?
Yes, I am every day getting calls from people. I am reaching out to people utilizing Facebook, utilizing LinkedIn, any way I can reach people and they can see what we have to offer currently in this situation. That's how I'm connecting with people. We're using Zoom, we're using Google Hangouts, we're using any opportunity we have to speak on the phone, get in front of somebody. If they want to see a face, that's fine. We are operating from our perspective, aside from the fact that we don't have a physical office space open to the public, we are operating business as usual.
The new business as usual, right? The new business as usual. How are your customers taking it? How are your clients dealing with doing this that we're doing right now? Because a lot of business people, I'm a technology person, right? So this doesn't bother me one bit. A lot of business people are relationship driven. They want to meet their lawyer. I know I could tell you from my own instance, I know some of your clients. I know, my lawyer, Lawrence, you met him, you got to know him. My thing is relationships are important, especially an attorney to a business person. You need to be able to trust them. What are you doing and what are they saying? Because people have to be on ease right now. This is the most on ease time I can remember in my business career.
Well, the first thing I do is remind whoever I'm speaking with that we are all in the same boat. I would love to drive out to their business. I would love to be at their house. That's how I work. That's my first preference. Right now, it's just not possible. And candidly, we just spend as much time as it takes for somebody to reach that level of comfort. I feel like everybody in this situation, everybody in the last month or so has learned that we are all needing to be a little bit flexible. And we're just dealing with the new reality. I will take, and I have taken as much time as I need to take for somebody to feel comfortable and they have needs. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if somebody picks up the phone and calls me, they've got a problem and we need to help them solve it.
You said something to me interesting before. You were talking. There is no set hours for you anymore. Before, I know you have 4 children, correct? Or 5?
I have 4. Yes. Yes.
You're like me, 4 children. And like every good father, you want to be home with your children. So I know you would leave the office 6, 7, 8 o'clock, whatever it may be, to get home to your children.
Right.
Now you're home with your children all the time. You said something to me that dawned on me for probably every entrepreneur watching this show. And you said there are no more set business hours. If you want to talk to me 10 o'clock at night, I understand it. I'm going to accommodate. And that's like such lawyer bedside manner. I just don't see most lawyers doing. But I think it's going to be lawyers like you to set the path. And can you talk about that? Because you're going to make other lawyers have to change their behavior and say, if businessmen want to do business now with me as a business attorney, you're going to have to adjust and not have that, maybe I call it that arrogant bravado, the stigma of what a business attorney is, because you're changing that drastically fast, it seems like, from what your clients tell me and from the way you're holding yourself about this. I'm open 24/7.
I've always been the type of attorney to be there for my clients 7 days a week, 24/7. I feel like now it's even more critical. I'm happy to do it. I continue to do it. Now, when somebody calls me in these times, the needs are generally immediate. And it's my job. I need to be there for my clients. I need to be there for a prospective client. If somebody just has a question that they need answered, that's just what we need to do. We've got people calling from all time zones, from all cities. Right now, it's just not the time to behave within a set confined time period. And frankly, during the business hours, most of my clients are focusing on their own business and their internal operations. Much of what we do is internal, but some of it's external, getting in touch with banks, getting in touch with parties that have nothing to do with the internal workings or any of their own employees. And what I want to do is give my clients the time that they need to focus on their business during the day, during what traditionally we think of as business hours. And then when they need to focus on the things that the boss or the owners of the company need to focus on, I'm available to them at their convenience. That's just what we need to do. I've always done it. I'm doing it now, and I'm going to continue to do it.
It's amazing. I think a lot of people are going to have to change their strategy. The more your strategy to keep good businesses. That's just my opinion, but what do I know? But I think you're on the right path there. How you talked about social media when I met you about a year ago. You weren't a big social media. If for someone like you, I actually said to you, it was amazing to me. Someone that's 40 years old, good looking, speaks well. You weren't on social media at all. You just went off. This made you pivot as a lawyer even fast and adapt to it. And you actually said to me you had 5 leads in the last week and a half just off of Facebook, just posting things and communicating. Where is that what you're starting to do now that you're confined? Are you starting to say, let me take my social media strategy more serious now? Because it seems like, can you tell us? Other lawyers, business lawyers, what are you doing?
Sure. I've always used social media personally. I was skeptical about it in terms of business. I was skeptical. And what I found was there really is, it's just like your life. What you are in your work, you are in your personal life. That's never been a line for me. It's always been, I am who I am no matter where I am. When it comes to using social media now, yes, it's been the best way for me to disseminate information to people about whatever remedies are available, whatever they need to do, employment advice, notices that need to be posted. I have taken that approach where I'm just putting it out there. I know that my things are being shared, and then shared and shared 3 times over. I can see it. I like it. It makes me happy to know that people are benefiting from the information. And every day I'm getting multiple calls from people I've never met, people I haven't seen since high school, people I haven't seen since college and law school. And that, to me, is the best evidence that's working for me. Our message is getting out there, and that's the whole reason I use social media in that way.
And that's really what it's there for, right? If you're doing it the right way. What are you doing? And what are you doing right now to move your business forward besides the marketing part, dealing with your clients? What are you working on right now where you're quarantined? What are you saying? Because you're aggressive. I see the way you talk. You're very polished, but you have that competitive. I want to keep growing. I want to be the best at what I do. I know you're a boutique firm, and you never really want to get too big because are very close to your clients. I can respect that and I appreciate that. But what are you doing now to work on your business? I know your wife's heavily involved with communicating, helping you. So what are you guys working on right now currently?
Right now, we are taking the time to refine and launch our new website. We're focusing on getting our message out there, how most efficiently to get it out there, and working on our substantive work. We've got a lot of clients with needs. We may not be going to the court right now because the courts are, in the states where I practice, the courts are closed, but there's still work to be done for our clients. There's still documents that need to be reviewed. There are things in federal court are humming along just pretty much as they were before. Just now, if you were going to go live, you're probably going to do it by telephone. So we are balancing between the substantive work, but also taking the time to realize that there are people who are waiting. There are people who may not know that they need us until they see the message come from us, and we're ready to serve them, and just kind of a combination of getting the message out there, but also doing the work that we have right now.
I love it. Trig, thank you for being on the show. Anyone that needs business advice, his contact information will be on here. Trig, as always, it's a pleasure. I'm going to have you back on the den when this is all over and said, see what happens. And Trig, another thing I want to say to you is you're the man. Keep doing what you're doing because relationships are key. Everyone else, you heard it from Trig. It's time to build your business, but build your relationships, and that will build your business. Trig, thanks for being on the den. Digital Lion is telling everyone to be safe out there. Don't play around. It's getting serious. Let's effing go. The Lion is out.
The biggest opportunity is to set yourself apart. Right now, there is an opportunity for attorneys to be there for your clients in a way that you've never been there for them before. Be there for somebody in their time of need, in their time of challenge. Particularly when you're a business attorney, somebody may be hanging on to the last bit of business they have left, or they are just trying to survive, and you just need to be there for them. It's an opportunity to set for myself. I've always been about service. I've always been about being there for my clients. My clients have generally become like family, and this is the time where you can really distinguish yourself from the traditional firm that people have there are negative impressions of the legal profession. Now we can show and we can really operate in a way that I think lawyers are supposed to operate, where you're a partner, you're side by side with your client. It's not about the business aspect. It's about helping people survive, and that's what I've been doing. I think in a normal circumstance, that message would be lost, but now people are really seeing it and focusing on what's important.